Now, the table is always hot with current events and social issues, but sometimes the heat can get a little intense. Let's turn the temp down, take a breather, and get into this week's topic cool down. Andre, what do you have for us?
So today I wanted to ask you, Daquon, do you believe in soulmates or that one single person in the world that completes you?
I don't believe in the conventional idea of soulmates in the sense that, like, there's this one person that's destined to be with you and they just like completely complete you in every way. And because like human beings are complete, period. Like, I am a complete individual by myself. You are a complete individual by yourself. The people listening, they're all complete individuals. If you have not heard that, you are a complete
Complete.
individual. And I think that, other people can bring out certain qualities in you and, like, push you to be an even better person, but
Hmm.
you're still complete. And even thinking about, like, there's what, over 7 billion people on this planet,
Yeah.
that there's one person that you're supposed to meet to be your soulmate. That's kind of crazy in my head because I think that soulmates are not just like born and it's just like, all right, you have to find some way to meet this person or you'll never meet your soulmate. I think that soulmates are made. You make a soulmate because of the experiences and things that you go through. It's not just like, oh, laid my eyes on this person and I knew that they were my soulmate. Like, maybe you had just like this strong, you know, pull towards this person. But what really made that person your soulmate was like the conversations that you had, the things that you went through, the experiences that you experienced together. It doesn't even have to be like, trials and tribulations or anything. Like, positive experience makes soulmates, negative experiences can make soulmates. And because soulmates are made, I don't think you can think about it as like this one. Like, you may have this one or done, but what if that person dies?
Hmm.
What if that person is halfway across the world? What if that person just like may be your soulmate, but you met at the wrong time and you couldn't
Hmm.
have those experiences? Are you just like destined to like be alone for the rest of your life? No. So I think that soulmates can be made from a lot of different people, whether it's just somebody you meet and it's just like, oh, we click because of X, Y, and Z. This other person could also be your soulmate because you click on A, B, and C. So all of these different things make a soulmate. So it's kind of absurd to me to be like, all right, there's this one person and you have to like, chart the stars and
Yeah.
figure out what constellation is shining tonight to figure out who your soulmate is?
Yeah, I agree. Well, honestly, for me, when I was younger, of course, we all grew up on Disney and the stuff like
Right.
that. But as an adult, I've come to realize, honestly and truly, that I don't believe in soulmates whatsoever. I don't believe that they're made or born or nothing like that. I believe in general that there are people in your life that you meet, that you connect with,
Hmm.
and those connections can be deep, they can be surface level, they can be just the friendship wise or the relationship wise and stuff like that. And I just feel like a lot of times we get so especially me growing up, you get so wrapped up in thinking that you're going to find this one person who checks every single box that you have in your mind. He has to be like this, he has to have this kind of body with
Be
this kind of
tall,
personality.
has
Yes.
money,
Yes.
has a job, a
Yeah.
boat.
Yes, and I think that to me is so problematic for yourself, not even for life, but just for yourself. Because when you look at life or you look at someone as a means to fitting into your life, that's a problem. I think that we have to look at life and through our experiences. And there are some people who
Mhm.
share experiences with you that connect you on a deeper level. And that means that you are connected. That means that you want to be with them. You want to spend your life with them. And I think that the idea of soulmates, first of all, you have to believe in a soul, number one. Number one. And there's the first thing. So, like I said, I believe that you can develop some very intense partnerships with people. some very intense connections with people. And I think that sometimes, especially with this idea, is what happens if you're not meant for someone? If we're going by the soulmate idea, because everybody wants to believe that everybody is meant for this one person, or everybody is supposed to have been in a relationship, but that's not the case. Not everybody on earth is going to find someone to spend the rest of their life with. That's a hard fact that we have to deal with.
And it's not maybe everybody wants to.
Exactly. We live in a society that perpetuates the image of the nuclear family, that we have to have the wife, the kids, the picket fence, the animal, the whatever the fuck. And to me, it's incredibly stupid, because I just feel like sometimes I do. And to me, it feels so stupid, because it's like there are so many different versions of happiness. There's so many. And I think that there's so many different versions of a relationship, because we already know in life that there are several people out in the world who love more than one person. And they have polyamorous relationships or open marriages or whatever the fuck. And I think that in life, you know, if you believe in finding that soulmate, if you believe in finding that one person that just fits your soul, because the idea of a soulmate is singular. You know what I mean? Right. It's the idea of this is the only person's soul that matches yours. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that to me just doesn't, I feel like that doesn't work, because I feel like everybody's their own individual person. Everyone's soul is different. And this person's energies and whatever may align with yours. But again, we know that people change over time. We know that some, like you said before, some people can align for a certain amount of time and they may shift. Sometimes your alignment's not ready for them yet. Does that not mean that they're not the person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with? No, it just means not right now. And so I think that we need to kind of shy away from this idea and start looking at life in the sense of making connections with people. And like I said, that's why I don't believe in soulmates, because I believe in making a connection. And even if that connection that you make is with yourself.
Right.
It does
not. I also think that, like, kind of getting to the point of the nuclear family that you brought up, like, if you believe in soulmates, I also think that a soulmate could be a friend. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a platonic soulmate. Somebody, the person you have the deepest connection with, does not necessarily have to be a romantic partner. It could be a friend. And I think that's so important, because so many times in our society, because of the way we have this nuclear family, we value this romantic relationship so much more than, you know, a friendship. And I think that sometimes to really, like, find that connection with somebody, you got to be friends first. You don't want to be a romantic partner with somebody that you wouldn't want to be friends with at all. And so I think that we also have to really value friendships, because they can be some of our most powerful relationships, and they don't need to turn into something romantic. They can stay a friendship and be perfectly powerful.
Exactly. Now, so many children grow up never knowing the full scope of what their culture has contributed to society and history. So it's time for change. Let's take a pause, rewind, and remind the world just how we did that. Now, in the article, Little Known Black History Facts, written by D.L. Chandler, we learn about Christina Mae Jenkins, the founder of Weave and Hair Extensions. Now, she was born in Louisiana, but details of her early life are scarce. What is known is that she graduated from Leland College near Baton Rouge with a degree in science in 1943. Jenkins started work at a wig manufacturer in Chicago in 1949, where she began working on a technique to make a more secure fitting wig. She then moved to Malvern, Ohio, and began studying how sewing in commercial hair with a person's natural hair added length and body. Thus, in 1951, Jenkins filed a patent for her hair weave technique, which she was granted in 1952. Jenkins owned and operated her penthouse salon in the Shaker Heights section of Cleveland until 1993. She also taught her hair weaving techniques across Europe at all kinds of different hair shows. Black women.
Black women, black women. Now, soon you'll be able to find commemorative U.S. postage stamps honoring Edmonia Lewis, the first internationally recognized Black sculptor. Lewis, also known as Wildfire, has both Black and Native American ancestry. She started her career as an artist by making medallion portraits of white abolitionists. The success of her work allowed her to travel across Europe, where she made marble statues honoring her Black and Native heritage. Her work has been featured in exhibitions for the San Francisco Art Association in 1872 and the Philadelphia Centennial Exposition in 1876.
Ciao. We magic. We just magic. We got superpowers. This is the only
Melanin magic.
We out here creating all kinds of stuff. Like we got the hair game, the art game, the music game. I mean, we just
because how often do you hear about Black sculptors? So get you them postage stamps.
Now, as always, thank you all so much for watching, and keep the conversation going down in that comment box below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you are listening to us on our podcast, please rate and review on whatever platform you are using. Now, you can also follow us on social media. Our handles are at Andre Talks a Lot
and at Daquon MUE.
Now, our podcast is actually on Instagram as well at The Melanin Margin for updates of new content. Now, we will see you all next week on The Melanin Margin, where our goal is always to bring the marginalized to the spotlight in any way that we can.
Goodbye now.